So moving on to the non-top 5 leagues in Europe as usual, starting with Turkey. Victor Osimhen was in action over the week as Galatasaray lost 2-1 to Ajax. He did score the goal for Galatasaray though, but it has to be said that Galatasaray, they've been scoring 1 or 2 goals max in their recent games. They've not been exactly performing well, even though they haven't necessarily been losing a lot of these games. You know, the good news is Osimhen has 7 goals in his last 7 games, including 1 assist, and he has scored in his last 4 games for Galatasaray, so that's amazing to see. And at the very least, we know Galatasaray have qualified for the knockout rounds of the Europa League, so we'll continue to see our star player in action in Europe. Next up for Galatasaray, though, they play tonight in the Turkish league against Gaziantep, so that's going to be a very, 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 very serious game because we know that Fenerbahce have clawed back the lead to just 3 points. So Galatasaray need to win today, so look out for that one with our boy in action tonight. After that, he'll be in action in the Turkish Cup on Thursday when they play Bluspor away, and then they play Demirspor at home on Sunday, 5 p.m. kickoff in Nigeria. Speaking of Gaziantep, David Okereke should be in action for Gaziantep tonight, so let's see if he could put on a good show for his team in 9th place in Turkey. They will also be in action in the Turkish Cup this midweek. On Thursday they play Göztepe, and then they play Sivasspor at home on Sunday. As for Osai Samuel, he was not in the squad as Fenerbahce drew 2-2 against FC Midtjylland of Denmark in the Europa League. Fenerbahce luckily finished 24th, which is the final spot you could qualify from, which means that they will face Anderlecht in the round of 16 playoffs to go to the round of 16. He was also on the bench on Sunday as Fenerbahce came from behind to win 3-2 on Sunday against Rizespor. Dodgy goal, you have to say. They were 2-0 down. Next thing you know, their opponents got a red card. They scored 3 goals. One was penalty, but you know, in Turkey, it's all these penalties they give them. Let's just say it gets as you be. But you know what? Fair enough. I don't need to talk too much. As for Rizespor, though, Babajide Akintola got an assist, and Ibrahim Olawi got the assist for Rizespor in this game. But then one of them was also sent off. So not the best, but at least Fenerbahce won, sha. Next up, Fenerbahce, they play Turkish Cup on Wednesday against Erzurumspor, and then they play Alanyaspor on Sunday. In Portugal, we saw Zedu Sanusi play 15 minutes off the bench in Porto's 1-0 win over Maccabi Tel Aviv on Thursday. Porto finished 18th, so they will now play Roma in the playoff round before the round of 16. And then also Porto play Rio Ave away tonight, so let's see if our boy Sanusi could get some games. I know that Galeno, the winger who's been playing makeshift left back, he got sold to the Saudi League yesterday. So hopefully that means Sanusi should be playing more games, or hopefully that's what I hope for, sure. So fingers crossed on that one, and hopefully that will be the case indeed. Next up for Porto after their game tonight, they play Sporting Lisbon at home on Friday in what's going to be a blockbuster game. If Porto don't win this game, forget about the title. All 3 teams have been struggling in Portugal, which is very, very bizarre. But safe to say that this one will be a massive one, especially with Porto being the home side on Friday. And then, as we've already mentioned, we know that Bruno Yemachi has moved to Greece, so no more Boavista updates. However, we did get some good news that Benfica have signed a Nigerian player. So Benfica have signed Edokpolo Peter Osayende. He signed for Benfica after being scouted at Galadima FC in Abuja. No information right now on if he's going to play for the first team or the B team, but considering his age, 18 years old, and he came straight from Nige, I would assume he'll probably start in the B team. But watch this space and we'll look out for if he gets some game time for Benfica. I think that's a big, big move, so let's see how this one goes. As for Bruno Yemachi, he was not in the squad for Olympiacos in their 1-0 win yesterday. I don't know if it has something to do with his contract or the fact he's just joined. But let's see if he plays against Panathinaikos at home on Wednesday in the Greek Cup, and then they play Asteris Tripolis at home on Sunday. The good news is Olympiacos are top of the league, so I'm hoping that Onyemachi can get some of that championship experience down his belt. As for Belgium, Tolera Kodari played 90 minutes as Genk beat Berchut 1-0 on Saturday. Surprisingly, he did not score for a change, but we wish him all the best as he continues to go forward. Next up for Genk, they play Club Brugge on Wednesday in the Belgian Cup. Look out for that one. That should be a tasty game. And then they play Cercle Brugge at home on Saturday in the league. As for Club Brugge, They lost 3-1 to Man City in the Champions League last week, Wednesday. However, Raphael Onyedika scored a great goal. He opened the scoring to make it 1-0 for Club Brugge. Always good to see our Nigerian players shining, especially on the biggest stage, even though it's a Man City team that's, weak at the moment. The good thing for Bruges, because they finished 24th, they'll be playing Atalanta in the round of 16 playoffs, so that'll be a tough game, but at least we have two Nigerians that will be in action in that game when the time comes, which is always exciting to look forward to. One thing to then note, over the weekend, Club Brugge lost 2-1 to Royal Antwerp. Very, very surprising to see, but to be fair, Club Brugge can't win every game in Belgium. Next up for them, though, they play Genk away on Wednesday in the Belgian Cup, and then they play OH Leuven at home, and I'm sure they'll be keen to get back to winning ways as soon as possible. As for Jordan Torunariga, he played 90 minutes in Genk's 1-0 win over Anderlecht on Sunday. Next up for him, they play KV Mechelen away on Friday. In Scotland, we saw Cyril Dessers play 90 minutes and get an assist, while Leon Balogun was not in the squad as Rangers beat Union Saint-Gilloise 2-1. This means that Rangers finished 8th in the Europa League group stages and they've qualified automatically to the round of 16, so they'll know who they're going to face in 2 weeks' time. However, in the league on Sunday, Dessers played 90 minutes as Rangers beat Ross County on Sunday, but Dessers did not score in this game. Next up for them, they play Queen's Park at home on Sunday in the Scottish Cup, so that should be a bit of a whitewash. In the Czech Republic, Igor Ugbo was on the bench for Slavia Prague. They drew 2-2 against Malmo, and they finished 30th anyway. They were absolutely rubbish. They were crap, man. Go home. I don't even know. This is a team that almost made the Champions League. Can you imagine what kind of stinkfest that would have been? And yet they finished 30th in the Europa League group stage. Next time they'll say we should give these smaller countries more slots. But look at what they did. But anyway, as they maintained first, he then played 90 minutes over the weekend as they beat Mlada Boleslav 1-0 on Sunday. As for Victor Olatunji, who plays for Sparta Prague on the other side of Prague, he played 6-7 minutes and got a yellow card as Sparta Prague lost 2-0 to Bayer Leverkusen. They, of course, also finished 31st in the Champions League, and they've been dumped out. To be honest, they were a bit of a waste of space. But over the weekend, he played 44 minutes in their 2-0 win of Slovako, so shout out to him and his team. Next up for them, they play Hradec Kralov at home on Sunday. And finally, in the PSL, we saw Stanley Nwabali play 90 minutes, get a yellow card as well, but he made one save as Chippa United lost 1-0 to Polokwane City in the South Africa PSL. So not the best result for the boys there. But next up for him, they play Magesi FC away on Tuesday. That'll be 6:30 p.m. in Nigeria time. And then they play TS Galaxy away on Saturday.